Hello and welcome to Land Rover's 70th birthday, one of Britain's most iconic and innovative brands. I am Quentin Wilson.
And I'm Andy Jay, and we're at the Jaguar Land Rover Classic Works here in Coventry, the world's largest classic vehicle manufacturing, restoration and servicing facility of its kind anywhere. What better place to celebrate?
So why is it called World Land Rover Day? Well, this day, 70 years ago, exactly, the first Land Rover went to the Amsterdam Motor Show. And since then, more than 7 million Land Rovers have been built, 5.5 million just down the road here from Solihull. And I like to call the Land Rover a kind of perfect vehicle for people with adventurous hearts and curious minds. And that's why, and this is my excuse, and I'm sticking to it, that I've had Land Rovers all my life.
Now, in the last 70 years, Land Rover has gone from agricultural workhorse to become the preferred transport of royalty, adventurers, sportsmen and women, and celebrities. Land Rover has helped map the world, discover lost civilizations, cross deserts and jungles, and enabled important scientific and geographic discoveries worldwide. Thanks to long-term partnerships with organisations such as the Red Cross and the Royal Geographical Society, Land Rovers have played a key role in expeditions on every continent.
No vehicle has done more to open up the world than Land Rover, and no person has done more to explore the world than my next guest. The Guinness Book of Records calls him simply the world's greatest living explorer. Please welcome Sir Ranulph Fiennes. Sir Ran, your life has been completely immersed in Land Rovers. Just give us a flavour of how important they were to you.
Well, all the expeditions that we've done for 55 years have involved Land Rovers, not only in very difficult, hot deserts, looking for lost cities, taking us through the Sahara, up the Nile, and so on and so forth, but also in extreme cold snow conditions where we've had to eventually accept the fact that the wheels weren't enough, and so we tractor tires instead. And so we evolved them. We taught Land Rovers to swim in 12-foot waves, to do the first expedition across the English Channel, the Irish Channel, and across the Bering Straits in Alaska. That was the expedition plan. And so I think pretty much everywhere, and we have never in all that time been let down by one of them.
So it would be no exaggeration to say that you, as the world's greatest living explorer, could not have explored where you have without Land Rovers.
That is totally true. It sounds as if one's just saying it, but from me, from my heart, I mean it. They are God's vehicles.
God's vehicles. Ladies and gentlemen, a true great British hero, Sir Ranulph Fiennes. Thank you so much.
For more than 40 years, Land Rover has been supporting the Royal Geographical Society, enabling research, education, expeditions and fieldwork. This year marks the 10th year of the Land Rover Bursary, which provides a grant and a vehicle to fund a team of people to support the research expedition. Now, over the years, this has included the world's first mobile volcano observatory, a journey to the coldest inhabited place on the Earth, and in 2017, the Water Diaries project, led by my next guest. Please welcome Fergal O'Neilan. Hello.
Hi, Andy. How are you?
Fergal, welcome. Please tell us what the Water Diaries project is.
Okay, the Water Diaries has been a series of journeys, and I'm a geography teacher, and it's essentially my way of engaging with our most precious resource, which is water. It's taken me to Pakistan, to India, to Bolivia, and then most recently in this baby, to Jordan.
Amazing. Tell us, how has the Land Rover Bursary helped?
Well, every year the RGS give a lend of a vehicle and support for a meaningful, challenging journey. And for us, we transformed this into sort of a mobile classroom. We drove across Jordan, capturing stories and creating resources for teachers to use to engage with water. And yeah, we couldn't have done it without it.
Amazing. Why don't you tell us one of your most cherished memories?
My most cherished memories, I think, was going to Wadi Rum and just driving across this epic landscape that I'd only ever seen in films or read about in books. And as a geeky geography teacher, it's like, it's just shaped by erosional processes and all these kind of fascinating geographical things. So it was amazing to get to do that.
Great stuff. Thank you, Fergal.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
So Land Rover has pioneered a number of patented tech firsts. In 1997, we had hill descent control on the first Freelanders, and that makes going down an extreme slope really, really easy. And Land Rover's most famous piece of technology is probably terrain response. That was introduced in 2005, and that won the Queen's Award for Innovation. And it lets you adjust your vehicle to cope with literally any driving condition imaginable. Then in 2015, all-terrain progress control, and that lets you go up and down hills with your feet literally off the pedals completely. So with all this talk at the moment about autonomous cars, it's reasonable to say that Land Rover has been at the forefront of autonomous driving already for years. And the man who has helped all this happen started at Land Rover 34 years ago as an apprentice. Nick Rogers.
Nick, where exactly are we and what goes on here?
We're in Gaydon, the pioneering hub of engineering for Land Rover. And this building we're in here today is where the environmental subsystem testing is conducted. We basically conduct every test here to really make sure that Land Rovers push the boundaries of technology.
What is it exactly that you do every day?
Firstly, I'm an engineer, and I'm an engineer at heart, creating products, creating systems, and creating parts of those vehicles that are really pushing the boundaries is what I love to do every day.
April the 30th is a really important date for Land Rover. Why exactly?
Well, April the 30th is when the Land Rover, the Series 1, was first revealed in Amsterdam. The world saw what Land Rover was all about.
Now, you don't only work at Land Rover, but you own a lot of Land Rovers as well, and you very kindly brought some in today. Can you tell me about this one here? Fern, I believe she's called.
My daughter names all of the cars, and this one is called Fern because it's the light green, which the early vehicles were. It's absolutely a love to drive.
You have a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle with you today. What fascinates you about that?
So this is one of the new 18 model year Range Rover. It's got a 4-cylinder gasoline engine, but also it's got an electric motor and a battery pack. And I can actually, every morning, drive from my house, which is 10 miles down the road, all the way in electric mode to here at work.
So you've had a fantastic history. What's the future looking like?
We'd like to think that we've had a fantastic 70 years. We're just getting going. I promise you that passion in Land Rover is more than ever before, and you'll see more pioneering products. And 70 years, it's just a beginning. We're still young.
The elegant Range Rover Velar is officially the most beautiful car in the world, as voted by the World Car of the Year judging panel just last month. Range Rover Evoque, incidentally, won the same award when it was introduced in 2012. Now, Evoque defined a new segment in the market and is admired the world over for its charm, character and distinctive design. In fact, it has gone on to become one of Land Rover's most awarded vehicles. So we went to speak to the man who is in charge of giving the most beautiful car in the world its good looks.
So my role as Chief Design Officer at Land Rover is really about visioning the future. Design is the glue that pulls everything together and also has the ability to enrich people's lives. And design isn't just about the aesthetic, it's about the essence of the whole product. and what that means, how you use it, how it functions. Yeah, how it looks is clearly fundamentally important because that's what attracts you to it in the first place. For me, it's about creating products that truly resonate on an emotional level with our customers. People literally fall in love with our vehicles. They have an emotional attachment with them. In terms of my favourite models, past and present, I still love the original Range Rover. It changed the perception of what a luxury vehicle could be. I suppose my favourite vehicle to date probably is the Range Rover Velar because it shows a way forward in terms of the execution of its modernity, and it shows how you can take a brand and change its image completely. I work very closely with my colleagues in engineering and brand to vision the future, and at the moment we are developing a whole new generation of vehicles. At Land Rover we don't do ordinary, and we never will.
You have been watching World Land Rover Day. Thank you and goodbye.